This is going to be a quick one on changing the default location where Excel will save your files and some functionality where you can open up multiple files at the same time. The default location of where Excel will save your files when you go to save a file for the first time is back in the backstage area, and you can change that setting. And to get back there, you press Alt-F-T-S, and my current default location, which this is common, is in my Documents folder on the C drive. So the way this setting impacts your workflow is when you go to save a workbook for the first time, either by pressing Ctrl+S, which since I've never saved this workbook before, I'll get the Save As dialog box. I'm going to escape out of that. Or pressing F12 to directly call up the Save As dialog box. The location that's the default will be the location that's referenced here. Once, however, I save the workbook, and let's say I instead want to save it to the desktop, I'm going to say Save. It already exists. I'm going to replace it. Yes. And now when I call up the Save As dialog box by pressing F12, the Save As dialog box will take me to the last place I just visited. So if you find that you're saving your files to some other location than the default, you can change the default to be that location you frequently use. But once you pull up a file from wherever it is that you got it from, and you go to save it, Excel will save it back to that original location and display that location in the Save As dialog box. To open multiple files at the same time, and in order to demo this, I'm going to go to a place where I have a lot of files saved. And in order to display those files, I'm going to press Alt-F-O to get the Open File dialog box. And Excel will remember the last location you were at when you opened a file, or not. If you went to a location, didn't open up a file, Excel will still remember that that's the place you last looked for a file to open up. So I've got a whole bunch of files that are listed in the Open File dialog box. And to open up multiple files, you simply have to select them. And if they're contiguous, I can choose one, left-click once, hold down the Shift key, and then left-click the last file in the range of files that I want to open up, and then left-click Open, and they will sequentially open one after another. If they're non-contiguous files, select one, press and hold the Control key down, and then select the files that you want to open up. And again, left-clicking Open will then sequentially open up the files. So that's how to change the default location where Excel will save your files to, and how to open up multiple files at the same time.